Hey everyone, hope you are well. Today I want to talk about depression and the brain. Now, there's lots of reasons that people suffer from depression, and it will be different for every single person. Some of them could be genetic vulnerability, so maybe parents, grandparents who have suffered with depression or other mental health problems. Could be stressful life events, things that happened, which is where my depression comes from. It's reactionary. Medications, some medications can cause depression. It could also be because you have medical problems, which I think, again, has not helped me with having a diagnosis of ME. But today I just want to look at the brain. Now, the impact of the brain, I mean, aside from the obvious, that it's our control centre, when it comes to depression, it's to do with nerve cells, nerve cell connection, nerve cell growth, and the functioning of the circuits between those nerves and the nerve cells, because it's when one of those things goes wrong that people will suffer from symptoms of depression. So what areas of the brain, and I'm not going to go into great detail because I'm not a doctor, I'm certainly not a brain surgeon, but there's three main areas where depression has been identified in the brain. There are differences between people who are depressed and people who are not suffering from depression that can be seen on MRI scans, and so they're the ones I'm going to concentrate on. So the first one of those is I'm not going to say this right, AMYGDALA. Okay, and basically what this does is part of the limbic system, which is associated with all your emotions. So everything that you feel is coming through your limbic system. And what happens is when you recall a memory, so if you recall a happy or a sad memory, the amygdala is what will be triggered, because it's pulling those emotions. That's where it's stored, and so that is what is triggered. And what they found is that there's much more activity in this part of the brain in people who suffer from depression. So that's an interesting area, but the area that is connected with the storing of our emotions is actually one that is hyperactive when you suffer with depression. The next one is your thalamus, and this one is all about sensory information. So it's processing what's going on around you, the sights, the sounds, the smells, the tastes, everything that's going on around you. That is what is put through your thalamus. And then it will relay that information through neurotransmitters to the cerebral cortex, which then directs other areas such as your speech and your behaviours. And so again, for depression, you can see how that is linked, because often we know we're depressed from our behaviours. We become withdrawn, we cry, and that's where all this is from. It's from the thalamus. And so a big part of understanding depression is how we take in all this sensory information. And through NLP, we take in over 200 million bytes of information every second. We're being bombarded. I can look out the window and there's sights, there's sounds, there's smells in the kitchen. All this is going on, and my brain is filtering that through. So it's something that, it doesn't overwhelm me. It's something that I can understand. I can understand, like, for example, the leaves on the trees are blowing. Because of how my memories are stored and from experiences, I'm able to deduce that that's probably because it's windy. And that's because that sensory information is stored in my brain. It knows that when leaves are blowing on trees, that probably means that there's wind. Okay, so that's just an example for you. The next one is the hippocampus. And this is also part of your limbic system. So again, it's to do with your emotions. And it's a central role in processing your long-term memory and how you recall. And I don't know about you, but sometimes how we remember things that can cause depression. An event can happen, but it's how we go away, we process it, and then we recall it that may trigger certain emotions. And so that's why the hippocampus is so important. And this is all to do, everything that's going on in these areas of the brain is to do with neurons and neurotransmitters. And what happens with the brain when you're on antidepressants, there's lots of different types of antidepressants, but the main purpose of antidepressants is to increase the concentration of chemicals which boost the production of neurotransmitters and neurons, so that you can create a new pathway. And that's ultimately the job of antidepressants, is to create that new neurological pathway to a happier outcome, so that you reduce the depression by creating this pathway using all of that information. So using how we store, how we recall, how we use our senses to view the world. That is how, at the moment, with medication we are treating. Obviously with NLP we do something very similar, but it's not through medication. What we do is we look at a memory, we take a memory and we try and recreate a pathway for you without medication. So we look at how you've stored that memory. Is it stored through sound? Is it stored through smell? Is it stored through feeling? Is it stored through pictures? And we can then cross that over to a more happy way of storing, because you store different memories in different ways. And so we find out how you store a happy memory, and then we can cross-match that over. That's just one of the techniques that we can use. But that's how NLP works with depression. It changes those pathways. But for those of you who don't want to try NLP, or I've got a few questions, obviously reach out and ask. I'm more than happy to answer any questions that you have. But there are a couple of supplements that you can look at taking, and I have spoken about them before. The first one of those is serotonin. What serotonin does is it regulates your sleep, and sleep plays a massive part in the production of cells. It's when our bodies regenerate, and if we're not getting enough sleep, we're not regenerating fast enough and in good ways, so that our depression can stay longer. And depression, what happens with depression, this is from my own personal experience, my sleep will go because I find that I'm thinking too much, but I'll be tired all the time and I'll probably nap quite a lot. And so you find depressed people probably don't want to get up and get out of bed, but it's not, they're maybe not getting the quality of sleep that's allowing their body to regenerate, to form those new neurological pathways. Then you can take serotonin in supplement form. I have them in my cupboard, and it's easily available, and it does help regulate those sleep patterns, and it's not as harsh as some antidepressant medication. So if that's something that you want to try, do have a look. But always follow the instructions. Next one is dopamine, and again I've spoken about that before. And the final one is glutamine, and you can look up what all of these do individually, but they're just examples of things that you may want to try. Obviously I'm not suggesting to anyone, I'm serious about this, do not come off medication without medical assistance, because your body gets used to the chemicals and it can cause a lot of problems. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, if you want to try some additional supplements, those three would be a good place to start, because they are known to have a positive effect on the areas of the brain which are affected by depression. I will look at other things as we go through. I'll look at inherited, look at medical conditions, and I think that once you understand depression, you're much better at tackling it. They always say forearmed is forewarned, and that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to help you to understand how your brain is working. Like I said, NLP is a very non-invasive, there's no medication involved. It's all about creating new neurological pathways through how you store your memories, remapping them to a happier memory, to reduce those feelings of anxiety. And if you would like to try, if you'd be interested in talking about NLP, how it might be able to help you, do get in touch. Just either comment below this or send me a message. Contact details are available on the fan page or on my YouTube channel. But take care, everyone. I hope you found that useful. Bye bye.